the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin J. Discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on Vitamin J.
You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin J. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin J. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin J.
Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin J. Vitamin J.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got
All
what you need.
alone.
Vitamin J. Ayy.
You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin J. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin J. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin J.
Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin J. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin J. Vitamin J. Vitamin J. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin J. Hey, final round. I already know how I'm coming, man.
Tryna run the town. Tell no duck when they hear that sound. How they gon' come up now? Heavy as the head that'll wear that crown. I'm going pound for pound. And if it's about smoke, then we tote all of that. From an ounce to a pound. Check it, they biting this now. Cause my drip right up the seat. How could they be? Give me a couple of rounds. Cause I'm a beast when I'm on Vitamin G. You see they start crumbling now. Mind struck, start mumbling now. Get the gist, I ain't reaching for cloud. Plot twist, I'm the one with the keys. Clock blitz, know they look how I freeze. Different continents, I be torn. We living life, making yours look boring. See, we win at the end, it's a spoiler warning. Cause I keep heating up, I might blow the whole planet. They calling me toxic like global warming. But they keep tuning in once again and again. I'm the one at the top, just to form a warning. Truly, I'm De Niro when it come to movies. Get De Niro, entertain the groupies. Habanero if you come pursue me. But I hop on the game, too busy rolled up whenever my girl getting moody. Link up with the gang, we all go insane. Catching them doors on the duty. I'm in Stixie, I'm locked in. Bought a box, I was like 10. Back then, used to box, nowadays they ain't throwing hands. Mama said we got more advanced. One thing about me, I adapt, bought a Glock fin. Keep me safe from the block in. The game kept me off the block. Ain't got flex about looting my Ruger. I can shit on you with my computer. See, my graphics card costs more than your damn job can afford to pay you. And my monitor, big as hell, detail, so I can see when I spray you. To reload the clip and record the clip is go all say to that SSD. Know a whole lot of trill game heads like me wanna see tune into that VGP.
Take over the west and the east, and we got just what you need on Vitamin G.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Dante Crisis here with a brand new hat. With a brand new beautiful, beautiful hat, which everybody should take time
Zelda,
to
right?
appreciate. I'm not even
Zelda.
I'm not even gonna fucking justify that with an answer. Like not even in the goddamn slightest. Alright, well, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the other distinguished members of the podcast. First of all, Mr. Zero, please enlighten people. What is my hat?
I'm not gonna lie, I had to walk away for a second, so let me walk forward. What is Dante's
Yes.
hat?
I
Oh.
literally said it.
It is Majora's Mask,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Zelda.
worn by Mr. Skull Kid himself to summon down the moon and just destroy everyone. Just for, if I remember correctly, just because. Like, the Skull Kid in Majora's Mask doesn't really seem to be...
The Skull Kid. Okay, so the Skull Kid.
Yeah, that elephant black force.
In Majora's Mask, the Skull Kid is a prankster and a trickster and a bit of a little shit. But when he puts on Majora's Mask, it amplifies that like tenfold.
So, like, Wanda in the Darkhold, for those of us who have seen Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It's like, I'm already kind of an asshole, but, like, wouldn't it be funny if I had the moon crash into the earth type of asshole is when he puts it on his face.
Yeah, pretty goddamn much. And he starts getting possessed by the evil incantations of Majora.
But what is going on, good people? I am back from vacation. Took a couple of days off, so that was nice to do. So I haven't played many games. However, what I have been playing, I have a bit of a challenge now that PS Now is out. There are just so many games I've been wanting to play for a while that I'm like trying to do. So I have zero clue when I'm going to finish Elden Ring. I have zero clue when I'm going to finish. I saw. That's why I didn't want to bring it up, because like I was like, man, me and Dante were basically on the same path, and then you stopped and he kept going.
Right through you, and I blew through all of the fucking bosses as well.
Yeah, like there was a time I believe I was even above you, and I was like, yes, I can't wait till Dante sees this part. And now I'm like, good job, Zero. You could have finished this game a while ago. Not to say that I'm not enjoying it, but like I have like gaming ADHD, if you will. Like I see something, I sort of want it, or I can't keep my focus on something else for that long. But what I am playing is the excellent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Hands down, probably the best like beat 'em up of the last 5 years. And that's including Scott Pilgrim, which I do think came out more than 5 years ago. But like, it is just such a delightful, wonderful game. If you're a Turtles fan, or if you're a very specific level Turtles fan, you will absolutely love it. It does everything that the old Turtles games did and just brought it into a modern sort of format and made it even better. So there's tons of Easter eggs, there's tons of nods to the TV show and sometimes to the comics. I'm willing to bet there's a handful of characters that people are not familiar with at all. But it's a wonderful, absolutely wonderful game. Like $24. Highly advise picking it up. Outside of that, playing Returnal.
Unless you grew up with Turtles.
How is it?
Yeah, and when I said by a specific audience, like if you are a big fan of the Turtles comic books, this might not be for you because these are very much the cartoon Saturday morning Turtles and not their, frankly, real iterations. But it's still a very, very good time. As for Returnal, I'm absolutely loving it. I think Returnal is a fantastic little
Bullet hell.
what's it called? Yeah, bullet hell shooter. I clearly, I mean, I now having playing now, like I completely understand why people felt it very challenging because Returnal on its face does not look like the game it is. And so like I get that. I'm on Biome 4.
Oh, you passed Biome 3.
Yeah,
The hardest difficult biome in the game.
I a friend of mine, he and I play a lot of these types of games. So we did Binding of Isaac, we did Into the Gungeon, all the time.
Okay.
So I asked him, I was like, "Is this harder than Gungeon?" He was like, "No, not even close." I was like, "Okay, that's fine." And it's not. Returnal is a fun game. It's a pretty game. It's atmospheric. But the sheer level of difficulty isn't that tough.
No, it's just the issue with Returnal is when you do some not side quest, but like when you go into this room and it's one of the hardest mini bosses in the game, they can wreck you.
Yeah,
and then you call it a day.
The risk reward factors, and because it's a smaller bullet hell type of game. Like I always bring up Into the Gungeon, but Gungeon's massive. Like there's so many guns, so many things that you can do in Gungeon that Returnal doesn't have. Like Returnal, I think maybe about no more than 10 guns.
Yeah, 10, 11 guns, something like that.
And there are some like very, very excellent ones. Personally, I don't care for any of the pistols.
Actually, don't sleep on the pistol because level 9 pistol is insane.
Just how I play, I don't like thinking about the pistol. I would say the only thing I don't like, and I know it was a big selling point for like the PS5, the haptic triggers annoy me.
Let me guess, because it's something that I've done. So you really want to just press that trigger down in a vital situation, but the fucking trigger is fighting you back. Am I right?
Well, not only that, what they require is in order to, you don't need to, but in order to aim down sight, you pull the trigger halfway.
Yeah.
When you want to use your alt fire, you pull the trigger all the way down. So I'm so used to playing every other shooter. When I pull this trigger, I am zoomed in completely. That like I keep missing myself. I'm like this. I wish I could just turn that off. I get it, but like
I don't know if you can turn it off. For me, I got used to it.
I doubt you can. It seems like one of those. It seems like one of those, because like I think the PlayStation 5 controller feels great in the hands. I really do. But this feels like one of those things that developers are going to try for like the first year, and then later on they're just going to be like, God, what? People are not liking this. We'll just go back to the status quo because because this is like trying to reinvent the wheel. It doesn't need to be reinvented.
Playing Returnal makes me sort of believe that because Returnal, like they put that controller through the paces in an excellent way.
Yes.
Every little movement, it's wonderful. But like, I don't know if like Capcom making Dragon's Dogma 2 on PS5, I don't know if they're going to care that much to put that level of care and detail into something. They could, and it would be awesome probably. Like if you could feel
They did it with Resident Evil 7. 8.
I've not played 8, so I have to see. But like for my hands, I'd have to see how well it stacks up to Returnal. Because right now, Returnal is the gold standard of what this controller can do.
Absolutely.
Next year, you're gonna see even PlayStation fall off with the haptic control thing. Like you'll probably see it like, it feels like a trigger, but that's as far as I feel like they're gonna take it anymore.
Yeah, it might just be refining it down to getting rid of some things that most people just don't seem to be using, but keeping like the good stuff. But otherwise,
what's your favorite weapon?
Right now it's the carbine and the rocket launcher.
Mm.
I like a good automatic gun.
Interesting, you didn't say Electropylon or Hall Seeker.
No, the Seeker's cool. The Pylon is all right.
Wow, you're interesting. Most people
I like a gun.
love this too.
Like the Pylon's not a gun. Like it's a space gun, if you will. But like I like a gun.
Yeah.
I want that joint shooting. Because it helps like center me on like what I need to be doing and how I understand how to move. Yeah, it's fun. I downloaded a bunch of games: Empire of Sin, Evil Genius 2. Just a bunch of stuff that was on the network that like I don't know when I'm gonna play, but I'm gonna do my best to get around to at least trying them out.
I recommend you Puppeteer.
I saw a Puppeteer on there, but otherwise that's it.
Fair enough. Pharaoh, what have you been up to, my guy?
I have been playing, pushing through Scarlet Nexus slowly but surely. Going through Kasane's story, and a little bit of the Madden beta. Shredder's Revenge, played that. Played another indie, No Time to Explain, with the kids. That's pretty fun. That's not it.
No Time to Explain. What? Why does that sound familiar?
It's
like
a Flash game. It's it's a weird one. It's fun though. It's a side-scrolling
Right.
shooter.
Yeah, and isn't it like just one day a dude just
Drops
I
out
don't know
of
if
a
it's
time portal. It's you, and he says, "No time to explain." Then suddenly a fucking crab arm comes in, picks him up, and drags him away.
Yeah.
While Utek is gonna run after him. Yes, it's that one.
is that Devolver?
Yes.
Okay, that feels like
Actually,
that.
hold on.
Alright.
It's either that or it's Tiny Build Games. Give me a second. No time to explain is it is Tiny Build.
Oh, nice, good for them.
Yeah, Tiny Build Games. Like it's them and Devolver when it comes to that kind of
Like what the fuck?
what the fuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
Devolver goes balls deep into what the fuck, but Tiny Build do like these really funny, like what the hell kind of just randomly plot you in right into the action kind of thing. It's really fun. I you know what, I'm with her. I would recommend No Time to Explain. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing. Like, yeah, this past week.
All right. I'm constantly now worried about Discord crapping out. God damn it.
Discord not working?
No, I'm constantly worried about it, given what happened last week. Omar, give us your intro.
Yeah, I'm playing. So I took a break from what's called Atana Noctis. I'm almost like at the final zone, and I need to do some cleaning up, look for chests, and do side quests, and finish all that jazz before I move to the final two bosses. I can't stress this enough. I highly recommend it. And apparently, if you're a fan of Metroidvania, not Metroidvania now, roguelite, there is another game called Summon Eterna, and I watched it and it's on PC. I'm waiting on it to go to console so I can play it. I recommend it as well. I restarted Celeste again after one of XU's top devs helped me get through past one place. And yeah, no, I'm enjoying Celeste. I'm at chapter 5, I think 7. I'm at chapter 7. And yeah, can't recommend it enough. And my next playthrough is gonna be Nino Kuni 2. I already bought the DLC for it. I meant Season Pass, literally for $10 on PlayStation, and can't wait. Also, Dragon Dogma 1 is in discount right now for literally $5 on PlayStation with the DLC included. Highly recommend it. And yeah, just that.
Hey, fair enough, fair enough. As far as me, I've been sprinkling in a bit of Fallout 76, which has been quite interesting, though. The monetization of this game is severely fucking pissing me off. Like the stuff that's locked behind Fallout First and the Atom Shop. Granted, you can earn atoms in game, but it's like what is locked behind it can fuck right off. There's a couple of other things I would change. Their servers, Jesus fucking Christ. I wish there was a way you could pick, okay, I want a European server, so when I fire the gun, it actually registers the fucking hit. But aside from that, there's some cool things. They make it really fucking easy to grind, and if you've got people who have been playing it, they can really set you up right off the bat with some good stuff. Right off the bat. Aside from that, I've been playing some more Mercenaries Playgrounds of Destruction, which is it's alright. I'll have my final thoughts on that when I actually finish it. Been playing some. Oh, I started Batman Arkham Origins, which at this point in time I question why people hate this, because it just feels like a more refined version of the previous games, which is only good in my opinion, and it hasn't set my fucking PC on fire for some reason, which for some reason Arkham City really attempted to do.
Origin, I think Origin is hated mostly because of the developers themselves. If I remember correctly, the developers opted to skip on what's called fixing bugs in favor of DLC, and that pissed off and I'm talking about game-breaking bugs. That's why it's hated.
I never heard anything about game-breaking bugs.
Yeah, let me look it up, because that's what I have literally heard about it for the longest now. Because the Origin, why people hate it.
Like I didn't hear anything severe about that, and that's not usually the complaint I hear when that comes up. So aside from that, gonna be starting Gears 5 on Insane on Friday if I can get the scenes together, but it's proving more and more of a pain in the ass each and every second. Some more Back for Blood, which has been interesting to say the very least. Sea of Thieves, which was a lot of fun to play. I really don't care, Omar. I'm just wanting to get for my intro.
Okay.
And what else? Oh yeah, I jumped back into some more Animal Crossing New Horizons, because fuck it. Sometimes you just need a second to relax, and Animal Crossing is the way. Yeah, and by the way, most of my people were very shocked to see that I was still among the land of the living when I popped out of my house, be like, "Yo, motherfuckers, what's up?" After thousands of years of my slumber, who dares interfere my... Oh, it's you. I had that Vegeta moment. Alright. And Jubei isn't here because you can always count on Jubei to be late. Love him, but goddammit. Right, so... I need to eat some... well, I think everybody's gonna need to eat some... No, I wouldn't necessarily say eat crow on it. But yeah, I mean, fuck, let's just get into it. The Square Enix showcase, what was effectively just a Final Fantasy 20th anniversary. Was it 20th anniversary?
Yeah, it was the 25th anniversary showcase.
Yeah, it was just basically a 25th anniversary thing for Final Fantasy. Kind of like the Dragon's Dogma 20th anniversary, but you know, we'll skip over that because I'm sure some people would like to gush over that instead. Because you know, double standards and everything. But yeah, so we got massive news. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming, known as Reunion. And that is coming this winter, in fact. I'll see you, Square Enix, and I'll see if you actually do fucking bring it out. Square Enix finally realized, you know, this epic deal probably wasn't the best thing. So let's release all of our shit on Steam now, because my god, that seems to be where the majority of no, not just the majority, the vast majority of the PC gaming market is. So let's put it there first. We got news that next winter we'll be getting the second half of Final Fantasy VII, called Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So we've got remake, rebirth. The fuck's the next one?
Rebuild makes sense.
Nah,
if you
that doesn't roll as much off the tongue. Rebirth rolls off the tongue, but what they're gonna what they're going this? Are they going? You know what? They're going the Binding of Isaac route. First it was rebirth. What's next? Afterbirth.
I would say rebirth and then reunion. That would be
no, because they already used reunion for Crisis Core. The thought was reunion, but since Crisis Core have it, I went with rebuild because you're rebuilding your future.
Let's just call it
nobody's gonna use rebuild.
Reweeb. There you go. Reweeb. There you go. Because everybody's gonna be weaving out.
I like re-up. Let's just re-up
rewrite?
Final Fantasy.
I will turn around and say, though, it would not surprise me if Crisis Core Reunion ends up being more like Final Fantasy VII Remake, as I've actually predicted it previously, that that Reunion is going to actually be the events of the new timeline where Zack actually survives.
Yep.
As I predicted. So, bow down to your master, your Lord and Savior, who seems to be predicting fucking everything. Especially when I said that Dragon Dogma 2 was most likely going to be officially announced at the Dragon Dogma 20th anniversary, but,
What's called? Welcome to Final Fantasy. The remake or remaster of Crisis Core is just going to be the normal one from the original.
I do not believe
that.
No,
it is. So they did it interesting because it's called Reunion. You're expecting them to change the ending then.
I'm expecting it to be very much the same with a couple of beats being different and the ending being different, where Zack, spoiler alert, doesn't fucking die.
That would be interesting.
And that's when we pick up from, because here's the thing, this is kind of what I respect about these remakes as they are, which I'm actually gonna show trailers, because by the way, the only other things they fucking showed was Ever Crisis. It's a fucking mobile game. I don't personally give a shit. I don't know about these guys. I won't speak for them.
Actually, Ever Crisis was interesting.
And also, somehow, the First Soldier, which I forgot, Resolution wouldn't be bad. Final Fantasy VII Resolution. Or Revelation.
Rewrite. It can be rewrite.
It's going to be Revelation.
You know what?
I think Reunion's going to be the most popular one.
Dude, Reunion's already being used.
Yeah, but the thing is, Reunion is the theme of, when Sephiroth calls all the Genova implanted people together.
No, but what I'm saying is the third game of the, because it is going to be a trilogy. I think they confirmed it is going to be a trilogy.
Yeah, they confirmed it's going to be a trilogy.
Yeah, which I predicted.
It's been used for Crisis. It's been used for Crisis Core, but it hasn't been used along the main line Final Fantasy. I still think it's a possibility.
I don't think they're going to reuse it. I think the next one's either going to be Revelation. I actually, you know what? Omar came up with a good one. Rewritten wouldn't be a bad one, because we had remake, rebirth, rewritten.
Rewritten.
But yeah, anyway, and they also showed up. For some reason, I forgot this fucking existed. Somehow, the First Soldier mobile game has enough of an audience that it's on its third season.
Really? The third season?
Yeah, the game's doing very well.
How? I don't think it's been out that long.
Japan.
It's fun. It's been out since I think last November is when it launched.
I guess you're right. It's not terrible. Of what I played with it,
it's fun.
It does a serviceable job of bringing the Final Fantasy world to like a battle royale.
What's funny is I predicted, and I believe I had this conversation with Dragon Slayer 2 years ago, when this was back when I think I actually was on this podcast at the time, when the news broke out that it was going to be an episodic. Final Fantasy VII was going to be episodic, and I said it was a fucking bad idea but I predict it's going to be but I did predict it's going to be a trilogy.
Most people did. What surprised me about this entire conversation when it comes to Prime Fantasy is the information that we got at the very end, after the show ended on Twitter. That's what surprised me.
I don't believe Twitter when it comes to news.
This is literally coming from Nomura himself, not some random fuck. He said that not only is his team working on 2, but some of them are already working on the third part.
Yeah, because because give me a second, because Rebirth has got to be like coming close to the end of post. It's got to be like midway through post production if it's coming out next year. So they've just
They played it month. They said winter. It can be winter next year, and it can be winter the year after.
Also, I believe they got the original voice actors back for Reunion as well, which I'm now showing to the streaming audience at home. I do believe that they got the original voice actors back. And yeah, it seems like they are definitely going with the Final Fantasy VII combat style, which I'm not against. It was the best way to do it.
Oh, you're talking about Crisis Core?
Yes, I'm showing Crisis Core now, Reunion.
Oh yeah. If you also look above, you can see what's called the slot machine. So we're gonna get that again back. Who was talking?
No one's talking.
I think Jube had started.
By the way, hi Jube. Welcome to the show. It's good to finally have you here.
I'm super excited for this Crisis. Yeah, go ahead, Jube. You wanna say something? Oh, yeah. I'm super excited for this Crisis Core remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure that because didn't they say that Rebirth is dropping in 2023?
Yeah, winter next year.
They said winter.
They said I don't think they put a year on it. They put winter for. They only put winter for Crisis Core.
Next winter.
No, next winter.
It literally says at the end of the Rebirth available next winter.
Okay, yeah. I just wasn't sure.
No, I'm talking to Omar because it seems like he's trying to say that I'm wrong, but it says next winter.
No. I said no to Pharaoh, not you. Sorry.
All
right. Yeah. So it's gonna pretty much Crisis Core is gonna roll right into Rebirth. That's my prediction.
What do you mean?
Like pretty much, the scenes that we saw in Rebirth were from what my best guess is, it's the Nibelheim incident, because that's the only time that Cloud and Sephiroth will be walking in the same area together.
Remember, they are not doing it 101. Remember, they can always add stuff.
But still, there's
Sephiroth still seems to be an antagonist in the way that I agree. Like that kind of looked to me like it's the Nibelheim incident.
Yeah, but like just looking at the setting and everything like that, it looks like they're on Mount Nebel.
I'm still predicting that like Sephiroth isn't the antagonist to this. Like not this time. The Sephiroth that we've been seeing is going to be taking on more of an anti-hero role. Because there's the only way they could shock people and give the people what they want. Because my God, let's be fair, Sephiroth has a bigger fan base than Cloud.
Based on the literature, I would disagree, but to each his own.
Who do you think he can be then? Renova?
No, he is Sephiroth who failed, who wants to correct his failures.
Yeah, we already knew that because he is aware of everything.
He's not an anti-hero. He's very much a villain. He still wants to,
the
plan ain't change.
He is a villain, but with them, I don't know which one it was when they show him with short hair. That's going to be interesting. We might get some almost like a retcon.
If anything,
So
if anything, might be an anti-villain. Like, yeah, he's gonna help and join us to serve his own needs, which would probably be world extinction.
World extinction, yeah.
No, because I mean, if you look at Remake, he's pretty much like trying to start Cloud on going insane early. You know.
So a question with, of course, we're gonna talk spoilers, but not to Final Fantasy in general. With Zack now being alive, do you guys see Aerith dying again? Because I don't.
Yes, I do. Because there is such a thing as a nexus point, where a nexus point in a timeline is theorized to be a set event in a timeline that cannot be undone. So the fact that she didn't die in Remake, which I think right now she's outlived what she was meant to live.
No, she's supposed to live until the ancient city.
Right.
To the ancient.
Either way,
So we have not gone there yet.
Yeah, so we haven't gone there yet, but I feel like that might be, if it's not Sephiroth that kills her, it will be something else, because her time, they might make the point that even though the timeline's changed, there are certain events within history that cannot be changed, and Aerith's death is one of them. And if they do circumvent that by turning around and saying, oh no, she is going to live, I wouldn't be surprised, because we've already seen it happen in Final Fantasy VII Remake, with the Whispers, I believe they're called. The universe is going to try and fucking auto-correct itself, and they're going to try and the universe itself might try and fucking kill Aerith at this point.
Yeah, what I think is like close. Aerith dying, yes or no. What I don't think it will be is this big shock that it was the first time. Her death will be something we very clearly see is going to happen. It will not be the thing where like, wait, did he just stab her from the roof? So there's no shock anymore.
I don't know if Sephiroth kills her in this one. I think she may sacrifice herself.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think the only way that she lives is if future is if Aerith from the original timeline, when she transplanted her memories into herself, found a way to activate Holy without being a part of the live stream.
That's what I believe is gonna happen, because you don't bring. No, sorry, go ahead.
No, because I was saying, in the original Final Fantasy VII, she couldn't activate Holy unless she was dead. She had to be in the live stream in order to activate it. So,
yeah, but it doesn't make sense to bring Jack back. If you read because we all know Jack and Aerith are all of it. So if you are rewriting the entire history and bringing Jack back, you're not gonna do it only to fucking them up all over again.
Zack was brought back for a lot more reasons than just this main Final Fantasy story. I think they're gonna make. I don't think this is the last, Zack game we see where it's just solely. I think Zack will probably have another solo game.
I will go beyond that. I will turn around and say I don't think this is going to be the. I don't think when we get the third installment of this, I don't think it's going to be the final game within the Final Fantasy VII universe.
Yeah, I think they're bringing Dirge of Cerberus back. They're gonna make. They're gonna remake all those games.
Boy, Vincent Valentine. That's what I'm.
They're gonna remake all those games. I think video game companies have come to learn that it's not good to let valuable IPs just rot and die away. So they're going to continue to give us content that we want, as long as they can produce it at a high level for as long as possible. So I think we're going to be seeing I think we're going to be seeing Final Fantasy VII for a very long time, even after this mainline story is complete.
Yeah, I would say we're going to see we're definitely like if we don't get Dirge of Cerberus, I feel like we might get a Final Fantasy VII game starring Vincent Valentine because he is a popular character. Fuck, I'd go beyond that. It would not surprise me if we in the future see a Final Fantasy VII game starring Sephiroth. Like where you actually play as Sephiroth. That would not surprise me.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me either. Yeah, I think the end goal of this Final Fantasy VII is to like not have On the Way to a Smile be a thing, like for this cast of characters.
If anything, this sounds like they're trying to set up their own cinematic universe.
Yeah, because like,
do you see a Final Fantasy VII Part 2 actually existing? And I'm talking about 7 Part 2, Part 2.
No. I do not see that happening. I don't see parts happening because we all remember what happened the last time they tried to do that. Then again, they didn't get off to the right start with Final Fantasy 13 because 13 fucking sucked, and so did 13.2 and 13.3. I will fucking fight you on the streets in a deathmatch if you try and defend that game.
They did
maybe Dirge of Cerberus is Zack and Vincent teaming up and fighting Deep Ground together.
That would be interesting. Because they are friends.
I need to remind.
They were friends, yeah.
I think they knew of each other.
I need to remind you of something. One, they did 10, they did 10-2. They did 10, they did 10-2, and the the author want to do 10-3. And there is even additional information in Japan when it comes to the book. I'm not going to spoil it.
And there's a reason why we didn't get a 10-3. Because Final Fantasy X, even though there was a lot of good to it, there was a lot of bad to it, and 10-2 was a massive departure from 10, as in a lot of key areas, and honestly wasn't successful. The only reason we got 3 sequels out of Final Fantasy 13 is because fucking Final Fantasy fans were desperate because they gave them their waifu Lightning, who had less expressions than Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy, and was boring as shit, and all of the other cast members were boring as shit, but fuck it, they were desperate. So people.
But she was Girl Cloud with pink hair.
There you go. That's the reason.
But with 10-3, they have not confirmation. They have content to work with, and if the author wants to work on it, I don't see Square Enix say no to it. Because remember, they're already doing a remake or a remaster for 9. So
they're more successful ones. Have you noticed? They're remaking or remastering their successful games.
Yeah, like
they need to be doing 6 and stop playing these games.
They're remaking 9 because the cast they feel has an appeal to a younger audience.
How do you know that?
Because they're coming out with a kids TV show for Final Fantasy 9.
They're the easiest to translate into. I mean, they all look like kids anyway. So
yeah.
So that's the reason behind 9 is that it has they wanted to make something that would appeal to a younger audience because they're coming out with a TV show. It's supposed to launch, I think, next year, like 2020, like late 2023, I think.
And I think, or at least I would hope, like sometimes you extend a story when it makes sense or there's more room to tell this story. 13 came with its built-in, like, we can kind of do this forever with all the nonsense about the Lassie and crystals and all that garbage. Because literally lightning could like crystallize and wake up and boom, new story. We're done here. 7, I think, always played it smart and didn't necessarily continue, just expanded on the world that we already understood. So it fleshed out things like the Turks and Vincent. Even the newest one fleshed out stuff with Yuffie that we don't really get to see before.
Yep.
Without it, the movie did a little, but even that was still very, very. It was still Sephiroth, so it was still very, very close to like whatever happened in the events of 7 proper.
That actually makes me question. Like, that's something they could do, depending on how 2 and 3 go. What part 2 and part 3 go? we could eventually get an Advent Children's game,
Right.
like just just basically a similar story to that, just in game form with a different story because new timeline.
Yeah, but I mean, like after Final Fantasy VII, like Cloud and like Tifa, like a lot of the people, like they pretty much lost their will to like fight. Like they had that burden of guilt, you know, after defeating Sephiroth with everything that they did. So
Yeah, because like that particularly that story, right? Like, I mean, all stories evolve into like much bigger conflicts, but like if you just take it at face value, like people like Barrett, Tifa, even Yuffie for that matter, like they weren't connected to that world at large, right? Like Tifa is just a girl from this place who got sort of wrapped up in like knowing these other people, but like she was never going to be poised to like, she wasn't going to join Soldier or join the Turks or do anything like that. Like I barely think she like cared that much about Barrett's whole plan. She just sort of ran in with these crew of freedom fighters and was like, all right, I guess like you guys want a home base, I'm here for that. So like,
she wanted revenge.
True,
Right.
and revenge. So like once that's all done, that she's pretty much good here. Like I'm good. I don't need to do anything else, or like I'm not trying to reshape the world, or like I'm just trying to like avenge my dead father, and we're done here. I admittedly I don't remember how the story of 10-2. I know it's like a Yuna show, which the first
Basically, Yuna gets like an orb that like shows that Tidus is still alive.
yeah, and yeah, that worked because like Tidus wasn't alive for us, and you know, he, even though he was presented that, he wasn't the main character of that story. But you know, what I don't want to happen is you continue expanding this world and you don't have to, or doesn't make sense.
I think they'll do a good job of expanding beyond Cloud and them, because you know Cloud and Tifa are pretty much done. Barrett's like, you know, on a road to redemption. You know, Sid's trying to create a new fuel. Like Vincent's just wandering the earth, helping people out, and like Red 13's trying to figure shit out. Like,
yeah, it just feels like a lot of these people's very specific goals happen to coincide at the right moment in time. But once that moment's done, like we go away. Like
they were pretty much like, you know, kind of figuring out what life was after that. Like they were like kind of at a loss.
Yeah, like
you know?
What do we do? Because we spent, I guess, probably, I don't know how long.
It's like the story takes place over like, I think 27 days.
Oh wow, that's super fast.
Yeah, I think the Final Fantasy VII story takes place over like 27 days. Not much more than that.
See, that's what happens when you have the power of fucking fast travel. Shit gets done.
And to like Dante's point, that's why I think like the more they're consolidating everything into like this 7 cinematic universe. So I thoroughly agree with you, Dante. Probably, was it Rebirth, Record? What's Crisis Core is the new one?
Crisis Core Reunion.
Reunion. I'd be willing to bet that the new Crisis Core Reunion will be the ending point to where the new Final Fantasy VII takes place.
Yeah,
it will most likely have a post-credit scene. But like that game, I seriously doubt that game.
Oh no, it's already here's the thing though. If it goes the way that I think it is, it's already had its post-credit scene, and that was at the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah,
no,
but I think when Final Fantasy VII Rebirth kicks off, I think it's going to kick off with Cloud and the gang already in Calm, and like Cloud is like kind of like you're not going to walk into Calm, like you're already going to be in the hotel, and Cloud's going to be starting to break down the Nibelheim incident, basically.
Would you guys like a new character to be introduced?
No, there's no need.
No,
honestly, there's no.
No, not a new character to the core team. They don't need a new character on the core team.
No.
I mean, you can bring back. You know, we're gonna see Roche some more. You know,
like you can.
I forgot about that guy.
No, you could bring in characters that are already established in the world to team up with them, because I mean, again, shit's already changed. So, Like, name me a character. Just give me. Oh goddamn it! I'm trying to think of someone.
Well, he wouldn't do it. The Turks are, I think, the easiest example. Because like
I don't know.
their goals sort of sometimes coincide with whatever Cloud and them are doing.
Yeah.
Wait,
but I
no,
think
didn't the Turks did cause the collapse? I don't expect the team working with the people that literally caused the collapse of the creator.
Yeah,
Naru.
but
I mean,
that all
the
shit
Turks didn't. The Turks didn't want to drop the plate. They were
they
following
don't.
orders.
They don't have any control over that. The
Yeah.
big boss said, "Do it."
Yeah.
It's gonna get done.
Yeah,
but
it
more
wasn't
importantly-
like they were on some evil shit that night. They
I
were
mean,
just
not even
doing their job.
Even so, Singh, Singh the boss. Sing's the boss of the Turks, right?
Song, yeah.
Song, yeah. Like he did not want to do it. Like he feels a very big regret for killing all of those people.
And I'd also like to remind you that there is a member of the Turks that does end up joining Cloud and the guys, and that's Vincent Valentine.
Yes. And we save Elena, the newest member of the Turks, at Yuffie's town. I think that, I mean, you remember it, but like dropping the plate goes away when the long-haired dude with the sword is about to blow up the planet.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we don't gotta like each
this-
other, but we do gotta work together.
Yeah, this might end up being which is another reason why I'm kind of on the not because I'm entirely on board with it, but because it seems like in Final Fantasy VII Remake they were setting up a really big, not a big antagonist, but a bigger threat, if that makes sense. Like it did kind of feel in regards that they were trying to set up a bigger threat. Like that's why it would not surprise me that if Sephiroth does join the team in some capacity, like we hate you, we fucking hate your guts, but bigger fish to fry. We need the heavy guns. Like best way to describe it. Has anybody been recently watching The Boys season 3 by any chance?
No, I haven't.
I
know it's a good show.
you have.
Episode
Right.
5 this today.
Right. So you know what I'm talking about when I say that.
Yes. Yeah.
It would not surprise me if we see something like that. Like, yes, we fucking hate you, but bigger fish to fry. And you can still have your Sephiroth being the bad guy thing, because yeah, he's clearly got his own agenda. He ain't hiding his own agenda, but that's something that needs to be put on the back burner until the bigger threat is dealt with. Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, I mean, even yes, 1,000%. For any anime nerds out here, this is exactly the Naruto Sasuke situation. Sasuke joined them for this one time to get things done. What do you do immediately after that? All right, dog, let's square up.
Sasuke was sane.
Sasuke was
It's true. That's true. Sephiroth is insane.
I don't know, but given the fact that this is clearly not clearly, but this is implied, to my knowledge, to be a future version of Sephiroth, or at least he has the knowledge of the future version of Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Death has a tendency to make a person reevaluate, especially when said person has not fucked up once, but fucked up twice. He has fucked up to kill this one blonde, spiky-haired son of a bitch with an oversized sword, clearly compensating for something. Failed to kill this fucker twice.
He was still
people-
insane in Advent Children.
Well, yeah, and he died there, and he got bitched out there as well, even faster than he did in Final Fantasy VII. That tends to make people reevaluate, sit back and say, you know what? Where did I go wrong? Maybe if I tried this and fuck him over, then maybe that will work.
I don't think a dude that was trying to change his ways would walk up on Cloud in the beginning of the game and repeat his mom's last words to him. It was like, "Yeah, I killed your mom."
Did I turn around and say that this man was reevaluating all of his life choices? I'm saying especially you can change your approach. You can't change your nature. Sephiroth's an asshole.
He said her blood was the best blood on my blade.
Yeah, but no hard feelings though, right? Like what are you talking about? You don't get the hell away from me.
I'm gonna bust you with this sword.
What I do think is interesting, what I actually really liked about new Final Fantasy, and at least into like any new characters, to me, one of the joys about this is that sort of outside of our main cast, everyone feels like a new character to me because some of these people I didn't really. I didn't understand well because of just through the limitations. Like Rufus is so very interesting to me, in a way that he never was before. The president felt a bit more menacing than like he was before. Even Don Cornero feels like, now I understand why like he runs this area. Because at first he always seemed very silly.
There's a lot more depth.
Yeah, like everyone feels deeper. And so like I can't wait till we meet like Red 13's grandfather or see the story of Red 13's father. Already Yuffie is on a completely different trajectory. So like all these characters who I think we see, who we take for granted, like even Hojo. The one thing I never understood is that we leave Midgar, get on the ship to Costa del Sol, run into Hojo just on the beach, and like everything's just cool. Like it wasn't a day or two ago that he was trying to basically either mate Red 13 and Aerith, or just have Red 13 kill her. Either way, like he was like, something's gonna happen here.
Look, man,
and he just on the beach chilling.
Costa del Sol is Switzerland, man.
I guess so. Like, no, we can't do nothing here. Like, I was like, he's just on the beach, just doing nothing. He's just on the beach, just chilling in his lab coat.
I think on remake, I don't think he's gonna be at the beach. I just don't.
I mean, it would be absolutely hilarious. Because remake should go. Yeah, I imagine remake ends where Aerith is supposed to die. Rebirth. Yeah.
I think that would be.
Either where she dies or with the weapons coming out.
The weapons is also a good spot. Which that
all I
is
need,
it.
All I need. Final Fantasy Rebirth to end. I just need it to be where she's kneeling down. Sephiroth is coming down with the sword, and suddenly she turns around and fucking catches it between her hands. That's all I fucking need. You could end the game there, and I'd be happy.
My assumption would be that if Zack is alive in the timeline, he saves her in that moment. She would later sacrifice herself, in the third game.
They might play
it makes no sense to sacrifice her when you just brought Zack back.
Again, now hold on. Going back.
I already explained why it makes sense. It makes sense if she hasn't found a way to activate Holy without being a part of the live stream.
Not just that, but there is also, again, depending on... Because, God, timeline and fucking with timelines is just filled with fuckery. But depending on what kind of thing they're going with as far as timeline, because again, we've already seen that the timeline is getting fractured because of the introduction of the Whispers, because shit is not going the way it's meant to, so the Whispers are trying to correct it. If Aerith does not die...
Barrett should be dead.
Barrett should be dead, but then again, he doesn't die. But here's the thing, that's one of those things that could be putting down to them not needing to overcorrect it, because Barrett doesn't die forever. He does get revived. In the original Final Fantasy VII, to my remembrance. But no, Aerith's death is a focal point in Final Fantasy VII. Like, I'm talking like the entire spectrum, like all the way even to Advent Children, the anime, which is canon to the Final Fantasy VII mythos. My point is, depending on where they're going, and it seems like they are again with the introduction of the Whispers, is that you don't fuck with time. Because the universe has a tendency to say, y'all motherfuckers are fucking with shit, I'm gonna fucking step in. Like the universe itself. Has anybody seen Cloverfield Paradox by any chance?
I watched a little bit of that one.
Basically,
I didn't finish it. That's the one like when they're in the bunker, right?
No, that's 10 Cloverfield Lane.
That's 10 Clover Lane.
Yeah,
they went to
the idea. I'll say it up. The idea of the Cloverfield Paradox is the fact that a group is sent to an alternate universe where they themselves are dead at the time they arrive. So the universe is literally trying to fucking kill them. to correct that anomaly. Same premise can go with time. If Aerith does not die, that creates not just a ripple effect, but a fucking shatter effect across all of time and space. So if Aerith is going to sacrifice herself, if they don't kill her off, she is going to sacrifice herself to ensure that the whole of reality does not fucking collapse. Because certain events in time, depending on what kind of fuckery they want to do with time travel, certain events need to happen. They are I think they're commonly known as nexus points, like where all timelines converge because this one event happened. Think the Legend of Zelda timeline, how Breath of the Wild seems to be the one place where all the Legend of Zelda timelines seem to connect. That's a nexus point. Aerith's death could be a nexus point. So her sacrificing herself would make sense to stop all of reality collapsing.
But we already killed what's called what do you call these ghosts?
The Whispers. I guarantee you, they're not gone. They're not gone.
So
the universe.
We already
the thing is, Aerith's death is about stopping Meteor. If she can't stop Meteor alive, there's a possibility that she would have to sacrifice herself in order to activate Holy. Like at the end of the day, the Final Fantasy does not end well with everyone living if Holy does not get activated.
Okay,
but
really out there. If Aerith has to sacrifice herself for some kind of MacGuffin, you want to know the real fucked up way to do it? If she doesn't die by Sephiroth's hands, you know what would really fucking send things over the goddamn edge? If it's Cloud that has to kill her.
Well, I mean, if Cloud had to kill her, if Cloud had to kill her, then Zack is gonna step in and I'm gonna fight Cloud.
What?
I mean, if she has to die, she's gonna be the one that breaks the news to everyone. It's not gonna be like the team is sitting there having a conversation like we need to kill this chick and like they like backstab her like she sees her.
No, with the knowledge she has, she probably knows this can only end one way, and she asks Cloud to do it. And this will be the break point for Cloud.
If Cloud going to kill Aerith, Jack is going to stop him. That's number one. Number two, people keep saying meteor. They literally said we don't know what is real and what is fiction.
If you look at the Final Fantasy logo, it has the meteor in it. That's not changing.
What if it's going to change?
There's a chance it goes.
Question is
the whole point of Final Fantasy is meteor.
Yeah, but remember
the whole point of Final Fantasy VII is the black materia and the white materia, meteor and holy. That's the whole point of this whole damn video game.
And remember, they introduced time travel, almost like time rewrite in a way.
It doesn't none of this matters if the black materia and the white materia aren't activated. Like the story does not nothing else really matters.
Yeah, because the thing is as well, you got to take this into account, Omar, as well, is if is a time loop fix. Like if they've started a new timeline. If they want this timeline to continue and not fuck over time, Aerith has to die to go back in time to remind her previous self about what's going to happen so that this new timeline continues on, and that's the new timeline. Like, that's the new normal.
You're acting like just because it's a new timeline that Sephiroth's just gonna be like, oh no, I don't care about that black materia no more. I don't need that shit.
No, it just means he knows how to get there a lot goddamn quicker and a lot more efficient.
You act like he's just he don't care about it no more. He still wants it.
But he already know he was defeated. So he's gonna need to find a different way then.
Which he's gonna do. Which is most
likely what he's doing. His different way is preventing Aerith from activating Holy, not using Meteor anymore. The black materia is the strongest materia in the damn game. That and Holy are the two strongest materias. He's gonna go after the strongest materia.
And he lost, and he still lost. So I would not be surprised.
He didn't lose because he summoned it. That's not why he lost.
I mean, what do you hypothesize then, Omar, about what could Sephiroth's plans be? I know we don't really have much of anything, but all we do know is that like he's aware, and he's certainly changing things to benefit whatever his goals are. Do you have any hypothesis on what his new goal could be? Because he still seems very interested in these people.
Yeah, he still went and got Genova's fucking head.
I don't think Aerith is gonna die when Sephiroth trying to kill her, because what's his name? Cloud has seen images of that, and even Aerith is aware of that.
He can't control himself because he has Sephiroth cells inside of him. He wasn't trying to kill Aerith. Sephiroth was controlling him and forcing him to kill Aerith. He doesn't have control of himself. Sephiroth literally has control over Cloud's will because his cells are inside of Cloud's body. You see, there's 3 types of Genova cells. The first 2 types, type G and type whatever, cause the body to break down and cause soldiers to die early. The cells from Sephiroth don't cause degenerative effects. So you can still live forever as long as you have Sephiroth cells implanted in you. But Sephiroth has mind control over you because he has Genova's abilities. Genova had the ability to control people. That's one of her powers. So being a child of Genova, he's able to control Cloud because Cloud's cells are implanted inside of him. So even if Zack comes back, he's able to control Zack too because Zack was a part of those experiments. So he also has Sephiroth cells inside of him.
I mean, they could pull some bullshit and have Zack do it instead of like there could be a bunch of different.
Like Sephiroth has control over Cloud and Zack. He can physically control both of them. That's why, like when Cloud is holding his head and he's like walking towards stuff, he's not walking towards things by choice. He's being dragged.
It's going to be interesting because I remember
he's got nothing on that, so he's gonna work around you on that one.
No, but no. The reason why I say what I say is because I remember I forgot who it is. One of the higher up as a developer for Square Enix said that they wanted a better ending than what they have given us.
The thing that.
The only way that you can give a better ending is by having Aerith survive, and because
but that doesn't immediately equate to a better ending.
No, the better ending was meant long term. The end of Final Fantasy VII is Red 13 and his children looking down on a world where all humans are extinct.
I know it.
So by a better ending, they mean creating a scenario where that doesn't take place. Where humankind isn't extinct 500 years later because what they didn't work. In the grand scheme of things, humanity still was doomed.
So wait, if what they didn't work, then they need a different way.
Which is what Aerith is trying to do, which is why she sent
herself.
Aerith
is trying to create a different way where humankind, has a longer shelf life than 500 years post Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, and I would argue didn't work is relative, right? Like that whole Sephiroth.
They stopped Sephiroth, but they didn't.
Well, Sephiroth says, and it has the more extremist view, but Red 13's grandfather says it as well. Like it's the planet that's protecting itself, and that if humanity is the disease, the planet will cure the disease. That humanity dies isn't good for humanity, but it might be good for the planet because at that ending, it's Shinra, it's Midgar, which is like the pinnacle of industrialization gone wrong, covered in greens. Nature has taken back what Midgar stole from it. Of course, it's not good for humans, so like that is a bad ending. But like I do think it's a relative term when speaking about that because this whole story is loosely based on it's eco-friendly nonsense. So it's loosely based on how do we protect the planet? Who is harming the planet? We already know a couple of people. There's an entire black city on an entire map of green. Only humans built that. Genova didn't do that. The ancients didn't do that. We did that. So it can be argued that, like,
yeah, in context, he was talking about the actual ending with Red 13 looking over Midgar.
Well,
that's the ending he was talking about as being a bad ending.
Or Omar, do you think better ending might mean like I guess nicer, happier is the word. Yeah, like a happier ending, like since Ares doesn't die.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be.
Oh, Aerith lives, Zack lives, Cloud and Tifa, Zack and Aerith become neighbors, and they raise kids together and be happy merrily after.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
That's some great fanfic you've got there. There's a reason why they won't fucking do it, because it sounds fucking stupid.
Barrett and Marlene come over, and like Marlene babysits their kids because she's clearly the oldest of them all. And like there are tons of pictures of like the kids riding on Red 13 or like Kate Sith. Oh, yeah, I could see it. I could work with that.
Get your fanfiction out of my Final Fantasy 7. All right, that's why. That's how we that right there. That right fucking there is the reason why we got Final Fantasy 13. Right there.
No one searched Cloud mows long. Now I want to search it.
To be fair, isn't Sephiroth basically just writing his own fan fiction?
Yep.
Like, this is bullshit. Here's what I would do. First off, cool guy Sephiroth would come down and start telling people what they can and cannot do. Then cool guy Sephiroth would like stare ominously in the back, looking like they don't even know what's about to happen to them. Right? But I'm gonna wait. Like, this is exactly what Sephiroth's doing.
By the way, thank God this isn't. There you go. There's Clyde mowing the lawn. There you go.
No, I don't expect that much of a happy ending, but I am expecting both Zack and Eric to be alive. I would not be surprised if someone else from the party died, though. Like, for example, Barrett. Because he already died once.
There is going to be an absolute hellstorm on the social medias if Barrett, the like only black person in this game, died.
No, come on.
We'll have Kanye West on TV.
So if you're gonna go for impact, if you're gonna go for impact, then I mean, I guess people would say,
you kill Tifa.
Well, if you kill Tifa, Cloud goes into complete insanity. He never comes back. And then he never comes back. He stays in a broken mind state, and like Zack takes over and finishes off Sephiroth, and then we have a new ending where is Zack and Aerith living together happily ever after. Tifa's dead, and like Cloud's in like a rehab home for the rest of his life.
I still stand by my statement. Cloud should be the one to kill Aerith because they realize that she needs to die in order for something to happen that's going to save them all. She needs to die, and obviously Sephiroth isn't going to do it because he realizes, I killed that bitch, things are not going to go my way.
He gets to activate Holy, yeah.
And Zack gonna try to stop the crowd, and maybe all three die. No, I'm joking. I'm really joking. Just remember,
that's the kind of twist that would work well in this remake that's already trying to turn everything on its head, and it would be shocking. Because here's the thing. It isn't going to make people hate Cloud because they understand that he's being put in an impossible situation. So people are actually going to empathize with him more. People are going to they're not going to blame. It's the shock because people expect her to die, and she is going to die, just not in the way anybody would have fucking believed that she was going to die. Like it ticks, in my opinion, that scenario ticks all the boxes.
Zero.
I think she still ultimately passes, but it's just a matter of how.
Zero.
I can't see a scenario where she lives,
katana, she ain't gonna get a katana through the chest. She's gonna lose her entire fucking chest cavity to a fucking Buster Sword.
Zero. She's gonna have the Queen treatment. Yes,
Oh,
Yeah.
she gonna get Game of Thrones season 8. Oh Jesus.
I mean, I can see her like living and then like doing some weird thing where like, she creates a new, pact with the planet that keeps people alive or some shit like that. I mean, I see it going a couple different ways.
My only problem is if she does survive, that opens up so many fucking plot holes when it comes to timelines. Because again,
And truth be told, though, Dante, like anytime you deal with time travel, it's gonna be there.
no, this wouldn't. No, here's the problem with this Zero. If she does not die to close the time loop, because here's the thing. Think about it this way. To just I'm gonna break down the scenario so you understand it. The Aerith that has informed the Aerith of the current timeline is the one that died in the original timeline, right?
Right.
Okay. So if Aerith doesn't die in this timeline, who the fuck goes back and tells Aerith in the past about what to do?
Well, I think
and that depends on how the timeline works, right? Because right now, it could.
That's not how timelines work. Because
timeline works however people want to make it work. Like
no, it doesn't. That's not how time works.
But it does. No.
So basically, this could be like, everyone's in love with this multiverse, so it could technically be like,
yes, it's exactly what Avengers did. People hated it, but they split it.
So basically, then what you're talking about then is if because then so if that timeline so if Aerith doesn't die in this timeline, that means that in the next timeline that's right behind it, no one's there to warn Aerith, and basically we get a goddamn repeat of Final Fantasy VII. Like,
look, man, we can't argue with these Kingdom Hearts motherfuckers. They're gonna do what they want.
Yeah,
if they want her to live, she's gonna live. But I mean, I can see scenarios where she lives.
That Aerith could be comfortable or have no other choice but to be comfortable with the fact that, like, I can't save my timeline. I can only save someone else's.
Also,
there's also because we also have the reality that future Sephiroth and Sephiroth that's still chilling in the crater, they haven't met yet. What if future Sephiroth kills
the current Sephiroth? Because he's like, I don't need you either.
Again, this timeline shit can give you a fucking headache.
Also,
it's going to be a nightmare, I promise you.
It is a possibility that Sephiroth could go to the crater and kill himself.
I want to say one thing.
There's only room for one of us here.
There can be only one.
Where the fuck was Zack? This entire previous game.
He was off.
Why did we not?
Because so you're also dealing with the possibility that Zack is in a timeline there's no confirmation that Zack is alive in the same timeline that we're playing the game in.
There is.
There's no there isn't.
You see Zack holding Cloud and arriving to Midgard together.
Yeah, but that obviously didn't take place in this storyline.
But you also see it
because he wouldn't he would have dropped Cloud off at that, like he wouldn't have left him at a train station for Tifa to just find him. First of all,
unless Crisis Core explains or Crisis Core goes unless Crisis Core goes in to explain that Zack was told that certain events need to go a certain way before he can intervene.
I would disagree with that because if you play Intergrade, at the end of Intergrade, he's hunting down Aerith. Like he doesn't know where she is. So yep. I could vibe with the fact that there's a possibility that because we see Zack and Aerith together at the end of Advent Children, I could see like there's a possibility that former Zack went into his body, former Aerith went into her body, and yada yada. I could kind of rock with that, but Zack is not acting in a fashion that he's not acting with the same type of foresight that we see Aerith acting with.
No, but that's what I'm saying. What if Aerith? What if that's one of the key changes in Crisis Core that we learned is that Aerith drops hints to him that you need to do this, this, and this in order to basically survive what's coming. And to get the start the snowball of events that need to go on, and then you then come and find me.
I mean, I could possibly go that way, but it's just I just don't see a I don't see a confirmation yet that Zack is alive in their timeline yet. I just don't see. I can see it like kind of being like a Laguna, Final Fantasy VIII type thing.
My thought is, and because we don't have a sense when these things are supposed to be happening, because if Crisis Core is like part of this whole new rebranding of Final Fantasy, then like how that game ends will most likely be drastically different than how it ended originally. Meaning, if our team from Final Fantasy VII are defeating the Whispers, perhaps it doesn't mess with time so much as fuses universes together. So does that catapult Zack forward into a place he was never supposed to be?
Yeah,
and now
possibly
he's looking for something. Yeah, he's operating on the way he's supposed to, but he's in a brand new universe and maybe not realize it just yet.
Hold up. We're not dead.
Yes. So basically, my interpretation of events at the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake is that when we defeated the Whispers, it canceled out the deaths of key members that were associated with Cloud and his team.
Right.
So that's when Biggs came back. That's when Biggs back to life became a possibility. That's when Zack back to life became a possibility. Because after they defeated the Whispers, we started to see that people who we thought were dead are possibly still alive.
Yeah.
God,
so I think I think Zack was dead up until the point where we defeated the Whispers. I think everything was kind of still on track. But once the Whispers got defeated, then next thing you know, characters who were, dead are now alive.
Yep.
So, but I don't know if they're alive in their particular timeline or if they're just alive in like a parallel timeline. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with this story.
Either way, it sounds like a total fucking time collapse.
Yeah.
Like the universe, again, going back to what I'm saying, the universe has a way to fucking fix itself. And if what you're saying is going on, the universe is just gonna fucking delete itself to try and fix
like the cloud that we're playing as was not carried into Midgar, and Zack didn't say, "Here you go," and lay him down. Take my Buster Sword and just figure it out. Tifa's gonna find you here in a couple of days. I just know it.
No, there's no way. There's no way he could have told him that anyway. He was unconscious.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that didn't that string of events didn't happen in this Final Fantasy remake. It may have had whatever, us seeing Zack alive was a result of Cloud and Aerith and the team that we played as defeating the Whispers. He wasn't alive until we actually defeated the Whispers in the game.
We'll have to see. Because goddamn, I just for me, it just in my head, without my head fucking exploding from trying to figure out some old bullshit way to make it work, I feel like Zack was alive at the end of at the end of Crisis Core, and we're gonna get an answer to why he left Cloud there and then fucked off to take a fucking power nap.
He wouldn't have left. He still had the sword. They both had Buster Swords.
But hold on, isn't there multiple Buster Swords in that universe?
No, it's only one. It was a gift from his master.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he couldn't have got a new one made.
In a tank. He got it made while he was in a tank for 5 years.
Commission me one of them bad boys when I get out.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
For all we know, the version that Zack's got is the fucking fusion sword. For all we fucking know.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Can you repeat that? Because you said that too much and too much well.
I said, for all we know, the version that fucking Zack had was the fusion sword.
I was curious. What we do know is that next two games are vastly from the game we traditionally know. So, in that spirit, what do you think is getting cut out? Or and cut out, not like, oh, we left it, but so much as like easy thing is like people are waiting for the golden saucer. Well, because we know that the events of the world are changing, like what if team never goes to the golden saucer? What do we think?
I think all the main story beats stay the same. They get fleshed out in greater detail, but I think like going to like extra cities on your own time and you know, pulling out stories that way, like the side content, I don't think that'll be there.
Yeah.
And actually Golden Corral and Dying.
Like we're not gonna be breeding chocobos.
Yeah.
That would suck because I would definitely still want to.
Yeah.
But like
I don't think we're gonna be breeding chocobos and like chocobo hunting and stuff like that. I don't think that's gonna really be a big part of this game. I think it's gonna be much more streamlined. I think it's gonna be a lot more. I think we're gonna lose that, you know,
openness,
the fun of Final Fantasy. I think it's gonna be a little bit more serious. You know.
So like take Dying for example. You only really meet Dying through happenstance because you're going to the Golden Saucer looking for the man in the black cloak, i.e. Sephiroth. Dio fucking drops you into prison, in Corel prison, and then you're looking for him down there, and then you run into Dying.
Yeah.
But if we're not looking for Sephiroth, because chances are we probably won't be looking for him in the same way in the second game, do we ever even get to the point where we get dropped into a prison with Dying? Because these characters are going to have a bit more knowledge about what's happening now.
Well, it's not like Aerith is spilling the beans. She's kind of like, she knows what's going on, but she's not really letting other people know what's going on. So, I mean,
at one point, someone's got to turn around and just say it in the next game. Otherwise, it's going to be completely unbelievable. All right, Aerith, fucking spill. The fuck is going on?
Why you notice?
Yeah, and I think that would make sense. Yeah, like I think there's some level of like I can't tell you everything, but what I can tell you is this. Like again, I don't think. I mean, personally, I just can't imagine Final Fantasy VII without the Golden Saucer. But Corel Prison.
Oh yeah, the Golden Saucer has to happen. I don't think we're gonna miss main story beats. Like I think the Golden Saucer will be the last time we have fun. Like I don't think when Aerith dies, we're gonna go snowboarding down the mountain for fun after that. I don't see that happening. I don't think that minigame's gonna be there.
Sorry, what Dragon just?
Nah, if they already did the dance minigame. They're gonna absolutely do other minigames. Don't worry about it.
Well, maybe they're gonna put that.
No, I'm saying the timing of it. So like basically like immediately after Aerith dies, you pop in the next disc and like you're snowboarding down a mountain.
Maybe part 2 has that. Like where in part 2 they've got all of that side minigame stuff that so it doesn't like so the tones don't clash.
Actually, yeah. What you do is you just remove it because that minigame shows up twice. You just take it out of the bad part after Aerith dies and just put it in the Golden Saucer. Yeah, because they have this minigame there.
What you can literally do
that's what I said. I think the Gold Saucer will be the last time we have fun in Final Fantasy VII. I think from there it's going to be like a lot more serious tones to the game.
That minigame can literally be done via VR.
Yeah, remember, which is most likely what they're going to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, I love what Dragon Slayer said. Everyone, what the fuck is going on, Aerith? Aerith, we're fucked.
Basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have a true open world. I think it's gonna be a semi-open world. I think the story's gonna be a lot more linear, and I don't think we're gonna have as much like, you know, like we might not go to like. Was there a main story beat in Gungaga? I don't remember.
That's Red's town, right? No, Gungaga is.
No, that's Zach's hometown. That's Zach's hometown. We might not go to Gungaga.
No, it's only there to sort of let you know that something's a little off, and with like who this person is and who this other person is.
Hell, fuck! Maybe that's where we find Zach is in Gungaga.
It could be there.
Fuck this! I'm like Zach was at the end of this. Like fuck this! I'm going home.
Like that. Yeah, that would make sense. But yeah, I wonder some of the things that we just missed. Like we don't have more. Like, do we do the whole President Rufus thing where like we sneak on the ship? Because truth be told, we don't need Costa del Sol.
Yes, we do sneak on the ship. It's in the book.
Okay.
It's in Tracer 2 Pass. Tifa and as they're having a conversation on the ship, and Cloud is dressed up as one of the soldiers. So yeah, that's still gonna happen. That's already confirmed.
Oh, and Cloud can have a little PTSD moment while he's at it.
Based on Trace of Two Past, that moment is still gonna take place. Maybe like saving the dolphin and all that.
That whole subplot, save the dolphin in the town. Does that? Yeah. Well, I would actually know if the last one is anything to go off of. Not only will you be saving that dolphin, there will probably be a whole host of missions that you have to do for this other terrorist group.
It's like a quest.
When you get the Nibelheim, it's gonna be like being in Midgar all over again. Like it's gonna be like this long, fleshed out Nibelheim story. Like when you actually like get there.
I do hope the game. Yeah, I think you're right, which I'm.
Because you're not gonna find Vincent by accident in this one.
Right, because there's no reason to go to that mansion there.
So they're gonna create a reason to go to the mansion and all of that. That's what I'm saying. So like Nibelheim is gonna be like Midgar all over again, like when you actually get there.
Come on, gang! I've heard this. A haunted mansion. Let's get the gang together in the fucking mystery machine and go and solve it.
Basically,
well, I mean, you do have a reason. You do have a reason to go to the mansion because that is where Sephiroth went mad. So you could go in there and try to, look at some of the books and try to figure out what caused him to go crazy. Just saying.
They deprived him of his waifu. Any man can relate.
And Hojo killed Vincent in that mansion.
I guess they'll circle back around more of Hojo and.
You've been quiet. Like, what are you speculating? What do you want to see? Who do you agree with, and why is it me?
I mean, like I said, I have my own thoughts. Like, I'm not reading too much in how much they're gonna change the story because that doesn't really matter to me, to be honest. I'm more so just whatever they do, I just hope it's good. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not to the detriment of the game as a whole, then whatever happens, and I'm just kind of excited to play it. I am also kind of curious to see how Crisis Core is going to work, just because from what I've seen, it's like, okay, they call it a remake, but I'm still seeing that damn roulette system, so I don't know.
I think they took out. I think they're going to take out a lot of the cringe in that game.
I mean, if they streamline it and do quality of life stuff, all for it, because there's a lot of where I'm like, fuck this. But
because this isn't just like, this isn't like just we're gonna remake Final Fantasy. It's like we're gonna fix Final Fantasy. Like they're fixing a lot of things along the way too, like to make the story like make sense in a world that doesn't really make sense.
Makes sense. Considering what we've been discussing, that makes sense.
Yeah. So. But the fight between Genesis and Sephiroth, that cutscene needs to be fire on the remake.
You forget Angel was there too. Like so it's about to be a whole thing.
Didn't Angel watch? I'm talking about when they were sitting on top of that like skyscraper thing.
You mean on top of the gun?
Whatever the fuck it was. It's been a long time, man.
Yeah, they were on top of a gun.
So they just remade. That's the fight scene I'm looking to see.
That was
from Final Fantasy.
Yeah, that's the best cutscene fight in the Final Fantasy VII universe. Is between Sephiroth and Genesis, I think.
It was raw.
I need a redo on the fight between Scarlet and Tifa on another gun.
Oh, you want to see the slap fight?
I want to see an actual fight. All right, you're not gonna tell me trained martial artists.
I don't want to see Tifa get into a slap fight because I feel like Tifa should be one hitter quitting.
That's exactly. I don't understand how trained martial artist Tifa is slapping some chick on a cannon and not knocking her out just because just moments later she probably just knocked out a dragon.
What I really want to see, and this is I don't think it happened. Wait, did the fucking infamous suplex happen in Final Fantasy VII? I cannot fucking remember. I think it might.
No.
When that's Kane suplexing a train, and that is from.
That's it.
5. Yeah.
Was it okay? I'm gonna find out which one it is, but I just need to see just for the memes. I need to see someone get fucking suplexed.
I mean, if they do 8, because I think what is his name? Zane. I think one of his moves is just a legit suplex.
So
And
So-
it was Final Fantasy 6. The fucking suplex
okay.
train.
Yeah, he just suplexes the train.
that's also Ben Diesel. Nobody talks about my family type stuff.
That does suplex a train that does 3,250 fucking damage. Again, now do you understand why I need a suplex in my Final Fantasy? I need it more.
So,
So I don't know, man. I look forward
Hold on,
to
wait a
it.
minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot. Fucking Tifa has Meteor Drive. Which is basically, yeah, fucking, yeah, she's got, Tifa's got Dolphin Blow as well, which is basically a fucking pile driver.
So there you
Yeah.
go. You might be able to
I think you can use Dolphin Blow in remake.
But does
Something
it
like
look
that.
like a goddamn pile driver?
I don't think so. No, it's like an uppercut thing now. With
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like an
man.
uppercut. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Shoryuken for the most part. Yeah.
Which is weird because her Shoryuken wasn't because in the original that was Final Heaven, wasn't it? That was more of her Shoryuken.
You know, I think
Dolphin Blow was always a punch, from what I remember.
No, Dolphin Blow was, unless I'm looking at the wrong fucking game, but no, Dolphin Punch wasn't. It wasn't. Hold on, I'm gonna place this in chat so people can enjoy Tifa just absolutely fucking destroying this dude. It's got the fucking roulette system, but I'm pretty sure this is 7. I keep forgetting. Oh no, it's got Yuffie in it. Okay, I keep forgetting. But either way, I need
There's a
to
little
see-
41-second clip on YouTube. Tifa's limit breaks goes through all of them. Got beat rush, somersault, water kick,
because I know it's not in the new one because
meteor drive, which is a
if you do it,
suplex.
people would have been pile driving that house.
Yeah, Dolphin Blow is an uppercut in the original Final Fantasy VII. Then you got Meteor Strike, which is like some Dragon Ball Z slam.
Oh, sorry,
Then you got Final Heaven.
Meteor Strike.
You
My
would've thought-
apologies. I mixed them up. It was
like a
Meteor
combo
Strike, which is her. Yeah, it is Meteor Strike, which is her just basically lifting them up and fucking pile driving them into the fucking ground.
And Final Heaven is like a one-hitter quitter. Like she charges up her fist and just punches the shit out you.
But come on, can you understand why I kind of need that in my life? I need to see that kind of ridiculous shit. I'm weird. What can I say? Alright, well, has anybody got anything they want to add to this Square Enix Final Fantasy 7 25th anniversary showcase discussion?
Am I the only one that's going to play Ever Crisis?
Yes.
I mean, I'll probably play it on the go. I mean, it's the original Final Fantasy VII compilation all the way through.
Then just
That's
get
what
it.
Ever
Just get it
Crisis
on
is.
fucking. Well, I doubt Jube is gonna get it because I mean you can just fucking play Final Fantasy VII.
It's free to play and it's all in one game. Yeah,
But he can play
It's
play
free.
Final Fantasy VII on his Steam Deck.
you can, but Ever Crisis takes you from before Crisis all the way through Advent Children Dirge of Cerberus. Like Advent Children is playable in Ever Crisis. It takes you through the entire.
But I doubt it's in its original form.
No, it's not. It's not in its original form. It's all redone for the mobile.
Yeah.
The graphics are actually better than they were on the original PlayStation. So in some aspects, the graphics are.
Yeah, but not PS2. Dirge of Cerberus was a PS2 game.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the older games.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Go on, Jube. Sorry, I shouldn't have spoke for you. Are you gonna give EverQuest a chance? Or are you gonna stick to Final Fantasy VII on your Steam Deck?
EverQuest.
On my Steam Xbox, actually.
I can't hear you. Sorry.
What? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly now.
All right. No. I'm probably gonna get it. I'll check it out. I'm not opposed to it. Yeah. No, that should be fun.
Just remember, guys, be skeptical because Diablo Immortals exists. 100k to finish the game.
Yeah, it's free. It's free to play, so there's gonna be a lot of paid DLC throughout. Like you probably gotta actually like buy all your weapons with real money. You can't get gil, some shit
Dude,
like that.
one person paid $15,000 to get something only for him to destroy it. I'm like, that shows them.
If you
how-
have it, you know it's not that much.
No. That's not how you protest, though. You literally just paid the company $15,000 because you want to protest.
Hey,
Some
it's my
people don't
money.
Get it right. Yeah.
It's my money. If
That's
I
my
want to spend $15K and break your shit just to say fuck you,
Alright, well then just
That's what
don't
I'm gonna
expect me to
do.
respect you for your protest.
That just,
No,
no, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not. That's not what I'm gonna do. But at the end of the day, it's my money, and if I got 15,000 to blow, don't nobody tell me how to blow my 15,000. If I want to blow it in the strip club, I'm gonna blow it in the strip club. If I want to blow it on destroying
I
something,
don't know, I think your wife
Blow
would
it
have
on
something to
straight
say
something.
about that.
But the key is, you usually don't blow 15,000 in a strip club to protest. Like, this
Yep.
place sucks. But take this money.
Yeah. By the way, Jube, didn't you say you were gonna give first soldier?
you could do it to protest your wife.
Shit. Fuck. God, dude, I'm dead. Jube, did you say you were gonna give Final Fantasy the first soldier a chance?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I did, but then I remembered I hate battle royale, so I'm not going to.
There you go.
No. That's
Oh yeah, it would definitely be better, Dragon Slayer. You would get a lot more for your money in the champagne room. You'd have a good time.
By the way, this is why you don't. This is why you do not fight Kafka Plaza, because Kafka is God. Kafka is everything. There is only Kafka, because you will end up suplexing yourself. Sorry. I'm just putting random shit in the chat now. In fact, I'm more fucking short on stream. Enjoy this, guys. Saban fucking suplexing himself against Kafka. Just enjoy this while we talk. But yeah, like, I'm first of all, I'm glad because I mean, Crisis Core Reunion is coming to all platforms simultaneously, so there's no exclusivity lock on that.
That's kind of painful for the Xbox community. Like, you know, it's like,
wait, you yourself.
Like, yeah,
Holy
it
shit.
is kind of a slap in the nuts. Like, you don't get Final Fantasy VII remake, the one you really want, but we'll give you a consolation prize in reunions. If anything, like this, it's not gonna fucking happen because all gamers are fickle fucks who will just give in to the slightest amount of fucking nostalgia, peer pressure, and popularity whenever goddamn possible because nobody's got any fucking integrity these days. But if I was the Xbox community, I would not buy Crisis Core. I would.
well, I think the
Yeah,
Xbox
don't buy
community
games,
who are
so-
I think the JRPG Xbox community will buy it because they want to prove to Square that, you know, we'll support your game. But this isn't. I don't think this is a situation where they didn't. You know, this is a lack of support. Why you didn't get the game? They didn't get the game because Sony paid for them not to get the game.
No, I'm not saying that, but like it should be a sign to Square Enix that we have just a bigger community for these kind of games as PlayStation, so stop giving them such ridiculous exclusivity that is going to restrict these games from coming to our platform for at least another 3 years. Also, by the way, Omar, I'm gonna put this out for Pharaoh and Jube because I heard you fucking say it. Jube, Pharaoh, what do you think of Omar saying that the Xbox community doesn't even buy games anywhere?
You know, the numbers just say different. I don't have to argue when there's actual numbers that say different.
So when most games are sold on PlayStation and Xbox community don't even buy them, so then what?
Yeah, I buy my games.
What is
You
the
buy your
question?
game. Not everyone on Xbox community buys their game. Most Xbox
What is? Not everyone on the PlayStation community buys their games. You know, there's
We
the
buy
free
them, we
PlayStation
buy our
Plus
games.
games.
how much game sharing is going on? That, like,
As a big proponent of game sharing, this is true.
Like, yeah. So I mean, like, all right. So what was your question again, Omar?
I said, what did I say?
Probably some bullshit.
Fuck me, I forgot.
No. Apparently, from rumor has it the exclusivity Dragon for Final Fantasy VII, will run out with the after the trilogy is complete. So basically, when Xbox gets it, it will be after that, and it will most likely be in an all-in-one bundle. Meaning,
That's what I believe. Unless PlayStation buys Square, then it's a different conversation.
But a lot of people are reporting that Final Fantasy VII, the remake trilogy, is not coming to Xbox.
I wonder if 9 will.
9 probably might.
I think 9 will definitely come to Xbox.
That would be interesting if 9 is coming, because remember, PlayStation so far have blocked all main games when it comes to Final Fantasy. Like, for example,
I believe that
16?
Final Fantasy 16 will be the last mainline Final Fantasy to be exclusive.
16 is locked, 7 remake locked, 9 maybe locked. We will see.
I don't think 9 is locked. I think, like I said, I think 16 will be the last mainline Final Fantasy that is made exclusive. Unless like you said, they're purchased by a platform holder.
Yeah, because kind of GameSpot. So the Final Fantasy VII prequel is coming to Xbox. That must mean that the remake is coming to Xbox as well. Well, not exactly. Unfortunately, there is still no mention of the game making an appearance on Microsoft consoles. Instead, Square has announced that PC players will still be able to buy Final Fantasy VII Remake integrated via Steam starting June. And for those luckily to have a Steam Deck, you'll be happy to know that Integrate is verified.
Oh boy, Dante, you had a few stuttering right there. I don't know.
I'm sure the people heard me, but yeah, no, still no news on that, but it's verified for Steam Deck, so Jubei can be happy about that. He can play it on the go.
Yes, so
I don't want to buy that game again, so that's probably not going to happen, even if it is verified.
You know, the funny part is they promised this to themselves. They truly was expecting it to go to Xbox during that anniversary, or even during the Bethesda showcase, and it didn't. Square Enix never said anything about that.
Well, yeah, like most of these things, they're probably a result of release.
Yeah, I mean, people were expecting Persona. They got Persona. I mean, no one's batting 1,000 here.
No. Persona was actually leaked. Here is the thing.
My thought is like.
Okay, but every leak isn't correct either.
Yeah, that's
No. This leaker is legit. He called himself the Snitch. He is on Twitter, and he has predicted the state of play. He has predicted the Xbox showcase, and he even predicted that Crisis Core is going to be there.
And even one day he will eventually be wrong. Just because you're on a streak, no one bats 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, I always feel weird about, like, I don't know, having something for, I guess, people or companies who, like, as a result of, like, not actual news, like, being, like, put into a, like, position. Like we talked about it last week.
What do you mean?
I mean, God, look at myself. Look at myself. I predicted so much fucking correct that no one can deny my godlike status, but even I'm not infallible, and I incorrectly predicted that I didn't expect we were going to get not one piece of I thought we were going to get only one piece of Final Fantasy news. No, instead we've got 3.
Okay, so the difference is he predicted everything in the correct order.
Basically, guys, Omar's treating this guy like his own personal Jason Schreier. Like that's.
But the thing is, no one's denying that he got it right. But I'm saying that even him is going to be wrong if he keeps on putting out predictions. He keeps on putting out leaks.
Just leak.
Even he's
Yeah,
gonna be wrong one day.
People are gonna come find a way around him. If they find out who he is, yeah, I believe you.
Yeah, and I think the idea is like, but then nothing like happens. Like it feels weird that like people are so invested in like, oh well, it was leaked, so people should know. But I'm like, well, when he gets it wrong,
and here's the thing: it's not like he's even predicting. He has sources.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is, he probably knows someone who's telling him this stuff.
He's a true leaker.
He has somebody telling him that shit in confidence, and he leaked it. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so either he knows somebody who works for these companies, or he works for. But it would like, I know somebody who works at Bethesda. Like, if they started feeding me information about stuff that's coming out of Bethesda, and I started leaking it, like,
first of all, you're a dick. Then in that,
one is a bit of an asshole. But it's just like, you know, I'm important until I'm not. Whenever I get it wrong, but you wouldn't hold it against somebody for believing me, or you would hold it for somebody believing.
I think it depends on your track record, but if you
it doesn't, your track record has nothing to do with it. What happens is that a lot of these leakers actually put their face out, unlike this person, and they put their personality out there, and then people either like this person or they don't, and then you know they get attacked based on their person more than whether they're right or wrong.
Actually, they get attacked on how much they're wrong with it, how much they're right. Like, for example, look at Michael Patcher. His prediction for the most part have been horrendous.
I guess my question is, why the attack?
Because I mean, like, if you,
I'm not for the attack. That's absolutely not cool.
The one, like, there's one guy who y'all like to point out who's a financial analyst. He's not like a gaming insider, and he gives his predictions based on, you know, his field and expertise, not based on him being a gaming insider. And people are like, oh, you know, he sucks. Like, no, he doesn't suck. You know, he's just not, like, gaming isn't his main thing. He's just a financial analyst, and he's asked questions about different business sectors. But when he gets it wrong on gaming, oh my gosh. I forgot who the guy is, but I just remember seeing him like 6 months ago.
That's him, Michael Patcher.
Yeah.
When he predicted
he's a financial analyst. He's not like a gaming insider.
Dude, he literally said that the previous console generation was going to be the last one. I'm talking one either PS4 one or PS3 one. And look how old he is.
That's based on total market trends. That's not based on him being like in the gaming community and looking solely at gaming. Like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, his job is not
all his
gaming.
Prediction about most of the part on come to gaming, he had it wrong. I think
okay.
But I guess
it's not something to crush him about, because it's not his job to be 100% right on what's going on in the gaming industry.
Because it's because it's not people's job to leak information either. Like, you're not supposed to leak information, right? Like, we all agree we might enjoy it, but we understand that it's technically wrong, right?
Oh yeah.
I ignore leaks. Like, for the most part, like, I listen to them, like, oh, there's a leak. But even like, you know, when leaks hit our group chat, I'm like, well, let's wait and see until we get something official. Let's not just run with a leak and you know.
And again, they're fun to do. Like, you know, when Smash comes out, when inevitably the next Smash comes out, I will be poring over the leaks. Or the new Pokemon got leaked, and there's like a leak of what the final form of one of the starters looks like. But like, I guess I think we all understand that, like, it's not a job. I mean, it might be, but it's not really a job, and it is objectively wrong. So when people who constantly predict things are wrong, we really shouldn't do anything to them, right? Shouldn't we just be ignoring them for the most part? Like, we don't have to bring them up, because, like, nobody should be doing it anyway. At least the way I look at it. Like, nobody should be doing it. So the people who are doing
if you're wrong because you gave your opinion, like, because you gave an educated guess and you were wrong, like, that's not something to crush someone over. Like, you know, like, the fact that the information that he does have, he doesn't leak it, and that he actually, like, kind of protects his sources.
And I wouldn't even say crush, just like, there are probably a lot of people who, like, say something is about to come out that we paid absolutely no attention to.
Yeah.
I guess my assumption is, what was his name? More Michael something. I guess why was he such a big deal as opposed to anyone else who does anything? He made a prediction, probably a very silly one, but so does
Yeah,
everyone.
he made a lot of. Are you talking about Michael Becker? Because he made a lot. So it seems that he is 25% wrong, right, and 75% wrong. When
Okay.
you are literally getting money out of this, like, nah, dude.
Is
You
he
just-
getting money out of this?
I mean,
so
he's
far,
being
no.
brought. He's brought on TV shows and asked to give his opinion to a bunch of people, to a audience that is not gamers. Like, he's not being brought on like G4 TV or IGN. He's being brought on like MSNBC and stuff like that. It's not like he's like coming out to an audience of gamers and like saying like whatever he's saying.
I got you. Okay, I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like an NBC or MSNBC financial analyst or whatever. He
Like-
shows up on like Good Morning America
Oh.
and shit like that.
And that's
What
why
else type of
I
guys?
said, what I said. It's one thing to be wrong, but to be this wrong, and this is your quote unquote job, damn, you suck.
His job is not to be like when you cover the entire financial market, you're not gonna be like that accurate.
Well, I guess
Like
is his job to be right though? If what people are just
no, his
asking
job is to give his opinion. That's what
because
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
assuming
saying.
he doesn't paid on like the true things that happen. He just gets paid to give his idea about what may or may not happen.
Yeah, based on his expertise. So based on your expertise on the market, what do you expect from this segment or that segment type deal?
His thing is he strictly looks at financials. That's it. He's looking at financial trends and then giving information based off of looking at those trends. Like, it's not leaking information. It's not having inside information. He's literally paid for speculation.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Or I guess he's like
Like,
that guy.
like he's paid for educated guesses. You know, like he's given like, you know, information, and he's like, oh well, based on this information that we have, what do you think?
Basically, he's like us when it came to that Final Fantasy VII discussion. Minus, we don't get paid.
He gets paid.
Yeah, I guess so. And like, yeah, I mean, I guess that would like if somebody just came and were like, you know what, I'd like to just have one of you talk about what are your thoughts on Final Fantasy VII, and we all just addressed it from there. If they paid us to be on the show, like that's good for us. But I guess it's not a bad thing. They just, you know, we got it wrong. Zack does kill Aerith, and then kills Cloud too. Like, huh? Who knew?
What's your profanity?
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, yeah, I was just curious. I didn't know.
All right. Well, I would say that is our entire discussion for
Mm-hmm.
the Final Fantasy VII showcase. Again, I'll admit I was wrong. I was only expecting one. We got like information on 2 games. Well, 3.
We got information on 3 games.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 16,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, and Final Fantasy Crisis Core.
And I do love that post show they
And after
confirmed that the third game is already in full development, pretty much.
Yeah.
It would not.
That's
It would
insane.
not surprise me right now if they've got like not half the team. If they've got a skeleton crew working on Crisis Core Reunion to iron out all bugs, considering it's coming out in December, roundabout.
Yeah, like
They've got
probably like 4 months.
yeah, about
I would say
4
probably
months.
November.
They've got like a skeleton crew working. Well, not a skeleton crew. They're working at like 3/4 capacity on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So they're basically just they're just basically landscaping and doing all other shit. And then they've got like the team. They've got like the full team from Crisis Core and like the 1/4 from Rebirth now working on whatever the next one is. Final Fantasy
I
VII.
will say, what was the one thing that I was disappointed in that trailer is that it didn't like it was on the Unreal 5 engine.
No, you're
you
gonna have
know.
to wait. You're gonna have to wait until the full complete version of that, where the whole thing, where all 3 games are gonna run on Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, that was the only disappointment that I got out of that trailer. Like it doesn't like the Unreal 5 engine, like it's still on Unreal 4, but
Probably yes.
you know, it's still a beautiful game.
Not Pharaoh.
Yeah, because it's probably cross-gen.
Jubei, you were gonna say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, okay, he's wrong, but like he's still a financial analyst, so he's still employed. So he's right about some shit in his sphere of things. Just because he's wrong in gaming doesn't mean he's wrong. He'd be out of a job.
Well, he's right when he's paid to be right. Like when someone hires him to be like to focus on one specific thing.
What?
Right. And he can analyze all the data for it. I'm pretty sure because that's what he gets paid to do. He's not doing that for gaming because Microsoft and they're not paying him to fucking speculate for them. They have their own internal people to do that.
Yeah, so I mean, like he's just being brought up. He's just a talking head on a TV show. Like that's not his main job. But yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, Jubei, while I've still got you and your dreads are still attached to your head and not in the ceiling fan, could you give us your outro, please? Where can people find you?
Yep. I'm officially off vacation starting tomorrow, so I will be back home by Wednesday.
Can we please find you bleaching that Cowboys jersey and burning it to the ground?
Oh, actually not, bro.
And then salting the earth.
I got a new Dak for Christmas, bro. I got a new Dak jersey for Christmas. We out here chilling.
I'm so sorry.
Be sorry, bro. We'll see you in the Super Bowl, bro. How about that?
Okay, ladies, get your balls off the table and outro.
Alright. So yeah, you can find me at Jubei X Sensei on gaming platforms, Jubei Sensei everywhere else. Hoochie Poppy on Twitter. Don't dumb shit. I will block the fuck out of you. Yeah.
Alright. Omar, where can people find you?
People can find me at Caravan_Jihab on Twitter and Anime Squad and Gameplayer every Friday and Saturday, 5 p.m. in Standard Time. Anime with Zero, Weeb, and sometimes Jubei when he is not in a different state.
I'm on vacation. I'm in Ohio.
Fuck you on your vacation.
Okay, well, fuck Jubei and his vacation. Pharaoh, where can people find you?
You can find me anywhere that you like to watch streamers at the Land of Pharaoh. And you can find me on Twitter at Pharaoh Bizarre. That is where you can find me.
Alright,
Pharaoh out.
People can find me at Dante Crisis on Instagram, Twitter, and the Dante Crisis on Facebook. Dante Crisis on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch and DLive. Currently doing a let's play of Mercenaries, Playground Destruction, and Dead Nation. I'm actually getting used to my Xbox One for once. And my PS4 to be absolutely fair. And currently live streaming. It's going to be a chill stream today on Tuesday. Wednesday is going to be a relaxing stream. As relaxing as it can be with me. Thursday is going to be Star Wars The Old Republic, and Friday is going to be the beginning of Gears 5 on Insane, because goddamn, I hate myself. Zero, tell me, where can people find you, but more importantly, where can people find us?
Well, guys, as always, it's been an absolute blast to be here. You can find me pretty much everywhere at 0.exe.
Hold on, bro, you're cutting off for me. I don't know what's going on, but like you've been cutting off all stream.
You've been cutting me off? That feels rude.
I'm trying not to, but like, I think Discord's got it out for you. It's either that or it's got it out for me.
Well, Jubei had his turn, you had your turn, so apparently my turn. But 0.exe pretty much everywhere. Playing a whole host of games that I just do not have time for, but I'll do my best to get through them all. But more importantly, guys, you can find us pretty much anywhere you will find podcasts or talking heads making predictive analytics about video games and or just business in general. That's Spotify, YouTube Music, YouTube itself, Apple Podcasts. We are pretty much always there. Give us a like, comment, subscribe. And as always, even though we do this, everybody's out here doing their own thing, so please support the whole team as we go out here and face the world one at a time. So please visit Omar with Game Slayer and Anime Squad on Saturdays and Fridays, 5 p.m. respectively for each. Please go out and visit Pharaoh at Pharaoh Bizarre Gaming or Land of Pharaoh. Just watch him play some Madden. I was just right. You can't stream the new Madden. When does the new Madden drop?
His wig got caught again.
Well, it'll drop sometime.
August 16th. My bad. I forgot to unmute.
August 16th.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've still been playing the beta, trying to help these fuckers fix the game.
Good
Well,
fucking
hopefully
luck.
it comes out. Yeah, hopefully it comes out quite well. Please follow Jubek Sensei pretty much everywhere, or Poppy. Jesus, I hate that name, but I respect it. And of course, please follow our fearless leader, if you will, Dante Crisis. Just streaming everything. Did you? I'm silly questions. I think you did. I popped in. I think you at the boss. You finished Mario 2?
Yes.
Okay. So he's always got a variety of games popping out. Great community.
Mario
Great
2
guy.
USA, not the Lost Levels, because fuck that shit.
Oh yeah, yes, USA, the Birdo one.
The bird.
And it's always, guys, we appreciate what you do. You literally could be doing anything else, but you decided to listen to us. So thank you for that. And as always, have a good one.
Yes, and remember, ladies and gentlemen, keep it gaming. Okay, we out of here. Peace.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
Rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets.
On the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
Discussing that heat in the street, and we got just what you need on vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got what
All
you need.
alone.
in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G.
Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
All
Vitamin
alone.
G. Discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on Vitamin G.
You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G.
Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got
All
what you need.
alone.
Vitamin G. Hey.
You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G.
Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin G. Discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on Vitamin G.
You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G.
Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets.